This couple ended up with 3 sets of twins, all born on the same day. Conceiving twins is rare, only 3 in 1,000 pregnancies. But what if a couple got 3 sets of twins, all born on the same day? And even better, this was after the mother learned that she couldn't have children. One couple in Union Grove, Wisconsin received a once-in-a-generation family beyond their wildest dreams. Here's their story.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
When Carrie married her husband, Craig Kaczynski, she immediately began planning for a large family. "I grew up in a family of 9, she said. "I always wanted a bigger family than that. I know how sad you get and lonely, and you just want a family that's gonna love you." The couple lived on a ranch in Union Grove, Wisconsin. Not only were they financially ready for kids, but they also had a specific plan about their family. The Kaczynskis wanted a family of both biological and adopted kids. Carrie herself was adopted. Adoption was always a part of what we had planned, but we wanted to try to have our own children first and then adopt, Carrie told ABC News. In the early 2010s, the couple tried for a biological baby before adopting, but their plan for their future family did not pan out as they intended, as Carrie was experiencing health complications. After years of trying, Carrie still wasn't able to conceive. She also began to experience some abdominal pain. She went to the doctor with the fear that she might be infertile. In the U.S., at least 12% of women cannot carry a pregnancy to term, which is called impaired fecundity. During her doctor's visit, Carrie received even worse news. She had a chronic disease called endometriosis. "We were told by the doctors we wouldn't be able to have kids of our own," she said. Endometriosis is a condition that affects the endometrium, the tissue that lines the uterus. According to Johns Hopkins University, endometriosis creates excess tissue outside of the uterus. This can cause bleeding, swelling, and inflammation around the uterus. People with endometriosis are not necessarily infertile. However, they have a much higher likelihood of infertility. For Carrie, endometriosis resulted in infertility and crushed her dream of having biological children. As she and Craig grieved, they wondered what to do next. Just when Craig and Carrie were reconsidering the entire family plan, they received a rare opportunity. An old high school friend contacted the couple and revealed that she was pregnant. She asked the Kaczynskis if they would adopt the future children, a set of twins. The mother already had a previous set of twins who were born on February 28, 2013, but she didn't have the money to care for these children, which were also due in February 2014. Craig and Carrie excitedly agreed to their friend's proposal. She said she was pregnant and wasn't able to give the babies the lives they deserved, Carrie told USA Today. She had no problem adopting after the saddening infertility news. "We just felt like that was what God wanted us to do," Carrie continued. "So we decided to put our own plans down and pursue the plan that God had for us, and that was to adopt first." The twins were born on February 28, 2014, the same day as the mother's previous set of twins. During labor, the mother had an emergency C-section, which was also the same as her previous set of twins. Now the Kaczynskis had 2 girls, who they named Adeline and Kenna. Carrie and Craig finally had their own family to take care of. In the meantime, the couple underwent the long legal adoption process to make the girls a part of their family. While the Kaczynskis cared for their new children, they continued to work on biological kids. Carrie's chances of conceiving were low, but not impossible. She went on IVF treatments and prayed that they would work. IVF, or in vitro fertilization, retrieves the eggs and fertilizes them in a sperm lab. Then the mother has the embryo implanted in her uterus. Not all embryos stick, and IVF can take a long time to succeed. But the Kaczynskis refused to give up on their dream. In 2015, the Kaczynskis were still in the process of legally adopting their twins. That's when the biological mother contacted them again. Remember the previous twins that were born before Adeline and Kenna? She asked the Kaczynskis to adopt them too. "We started the process of adopting the now 3-year-old twins when the birth mom contacted us about taking the now 4-year-old twins," Carrie said in an interview. Apparently, the biological mother could no longer care for the children. The older set of twins, JJ and Cece, also joined the Kaczynski family. Now the Kaczynskis had two sets of twins who were both born on the same day. This is incredibly rare. In America, 32 in every 1,000 births are twins, which is only about 3%. The odds of siblings having the same birthday as 1 in 365, only 0.27%. The Kaczynskis not only had a family, but they had an extremely unique and rare family. Within a few years, the Kaczynskis had a family of 4, who were all biological twins and all born on the same day. There was never a dull moment in their house. Although it sounds like 4 children would be hard, for Carrie, integrating Cece and JJ was easy. She told USA Today that she already had a schedule for Kenna and Adeline, so she just continued to use that. I have to be very organized to keep a schedule or things get out of hand. In September 2015, Craig and Carrie were still adjusting to their new family when they received another surprise. They discovered that Carrie was expecting. Since IVF had succeeded, Carrie could have the biological kids she'd always dreamed of. 1 month later, the Kaczynskis got even more surprising news. Carrie was having twins. "We were in shock but super happy," she said. They now had 6 children and 3 sets of twins to take care of. Initially, Carrie's twins were due on June 12, 2016. But 19 weeks into her pregnancy, her water broke. She went to the hospital and had to remain on bed rest for 6 weeks. When a mother's water breaks this early, it can be dangerous for both the mother and child. The mother can develop an infection, and the babies are not considered viable. Their lungs, heart, and brain are underdeveloped, and they're not ready to live outside the womb. Although Clarissa and Caroline were due in June, they ended up being born early. They were delivered through a C-section on, you guessed it, February 28, 2016. Both twins were underweight and had some scar tissue on their lungs, but they were alive and kicking. The Kaczynskis now had 3 sets of twins who were all born in the same way on the same day. This is not only a miracle, but it's also unbelievably rare. For perspective, the Guinness World Record for biological siblings born on the same day is 5. The odds of that are 17.7 billion to 1. Sadly, Clarissa and Caroline couldn't come home right away. Although Cece, JJ, Adeline, and Kenna wanted to see their new sisters, they couldn't yet. Clarissa and Caroline had to remain in the NICU for weeks. At just 25 weeks old, each twin weighed 1 pound 6 ounces. Caroline and Clarissa underwent several surgeries and had viral infections. They developed scar tissue on their lungs and had to remain on oxygen. Although they were in critical condition, they were still stable, and their parents hoped that they could come home soon. While Caroline and Clarissa were in the NICU, Carrie visited them every day. She drove from her farm in Union Grove to the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin in Wauwatosa, back and forth for several months. Since Craig worked as an accountant in Kenosha, he visited 3 times a week. When the Journal-Times asked Carrie and Craig how they made it through, they both answered prayer. The couple attended the Living Light Christian Church in Kenosha, and members of the church helped them through the rough time. After a tense couple of months, Clarissa and Caroline gained enough weight and developed their organs. They could finally come home. For the first time, the newborns met the other 2 sets of twins who were all under 3 years old. "They almost didn't make it," Carrie later told ABC News. "They're definitely our little miracle babies." Craig described the experience as, "You're just trying to put out the big fires and hope that the little fires aren't too serious." Although the 6 siblings were all united, the Kaczynskis had an issue still. They had yet to legally adopt the 4 older siblings, Cece, JJ, Adeline, and Kenna. "We started the process of adopting the now 3-year-old twins when the birth mom contacted us about taking the now 4-year-old twins," Carrie explained. "They decided to pause the adoption process until the 4-year-old twins arrived. It's cheaper to do it all together than separate adoptions. But then the biological twins arrived." Many people don't understand how expensive adoption can be. Although the prices vary by state and method, most couples pay well over $30,000 for one child. Why? Because adoption requires legal assistance from attorneys and government administrators, along with social help from adoption specialists, counselors, social workers, and physicians. Because Craig and Carrie were adopting 4 children, their adoption fees quickly hiked. They could not afford the fees. There was a chance that they could not keep their children. Along with the hiking adoption fees, the Kaczynskis also had to pay for IVF, Without medication, IVF ranges from $12,000 to $17,000. But with medication, it's closer to $25,000. Carrie and Craig already invested tens of thousands of dollars before they could finish the adoption process. To make matters worse, Carrie was a stay-at-home mom, and the family relied on Craig's accounting income. If they were going to pay for their other 4 children's adoption fees, they needed help. With few other options, the Kaczynskis launched a GoFundMe campaign. They called it the Quad Squad Adoption Fund and aimed to raise $13,000. "We're saving a lot of money by adopting both sets together," Carrie wrote on the page. "So now that we have legal guardianship of all 4, we've decided to proceed with adopting all of them together. Can't imagine our lives without our little Quad Squad." But would enough people donate? Although the Kaczynskis lived in a small town, they managed to get hundreds of donations. How? Because they were already in the news. Sits like ABC News, Today, and the Journal-Times all reported on Carrie's story. Because of the extra attention, Carrie made a Facebook group to advertise her GoFundMe. Within a year, her GoFundMe page received almost 800 shares and 160 followers. Something about the Kaczynski story inspired thousands of people and encouraged hundreds to donate. The news reports on Carrie's family attracted more than just internet strangers. It caught the attention of Karen Kingsbury, best-selling author and founder of One Chance Foundation. The nonprofit foundation supplies grants to families to help them pay for adoption. According to Kingsbury, her and her staff felt touched by the Kaczynski story, especially the fact that all 4 adopted children are biologically related, which is uncommon. "These siblings could grow up together. That's what captured our hearts," she told ABC News. "We were in tears in our office." With the extra donation from the One Chance Foundation, the Kaczynskis did not need the entire $13,000. But strangers exceeded their expectations anyway. 124 people donated, some only $5, others over $500. In the end, the family garnered $14,400 from the GoFundMe alone. Now they had more than enough money to pay off the adoption fees for Cece, JJ, Adeline, and Kenna. "It's such a huge blessing to us," Carrie told Today. Because of the kindness of strangers, Craig and Carrie could slowly pay off their adoption fees. On January 24, 2019, they updated their GoFundMe for the last time. "On January 18th, we were able to finalize the adoption of our 4 children," Carrie wrote. "Thank you all so much for all your donations," she continued. With that, she closed the GoFundMe page. The Kaczynski family was finally together with no looming threats, but this isn't the end of their story. With 3 pairs of twins, 2 of them being biologically related, many people assume that they have similar personalities, but Carrie denies this. "They're all very different," she told Today. "Each has their own personality, which is very fun, but we get pulled in 6 different directions. With 6 toddlers and a Wisconsin farm, the couple runs a very busy life," according to Carrie, but this is exactly what the couple wished for. In November 2017, the Journal-Times reported that the Kaczynskis are getting their own show. The family was approached by People TV to be featured on the show Family Portrait. It's a documentary series that explores diverse families across the United States. The docuseries was produced by Soul Pancake, although it's unclear when the Kaczynski episode will come out. But with this TV partnership, the family could very well make their own reality series. But the family's reluctant. When the Kaczynski family went viral, several production companies approached them with show deals. But according to Carrie, the family turned all of them down. They decided to take a chance on one documentary episode to see how it goes. "We just thought it would be beneficial to our family in the long run financially," she said. "Any money they make from the show will go towards the children's future. If all goes well, they might make a show." Why are the Kaczynskis so wary of reality shows? According to Carrie, they don't want their family to be portrayed poorly or inaccurately. "We told the producers if we felt our family and our faith wasn't portrayed the way we wanted, we would cancel," she explained. Reality shows have a reputation for inaccurately representing a family. Episodes are often edited in a way to create more drama. "We don't want the producers to jump all over us. We're still up in the air about it." If you don't want to wait for the Kaczynski show to come out, you can log on to YouTube. On December 13th, 2018, the parents made a YouTube channel, Life with Twins and More. The vlog channel follows the family on their 40-acre farm. Along with caring for the children, Craig and Carrie also manage several animals. In the channel description, Carrie reveals that they now have 7 children. Their youngest son was born on February 27th, 6 hours short of his siblings. Because they were born prematurely, the youngest twins, Clarissa and Caroline, had developmental delays. As expected, they seemed to be developing more slowly than the other siblings. But Carrie said that they're all doing very well. They're scooting around the house, not quite walking yet, she reported in 2017. When the twins were a year old, eating everything in sight and babbling, not talking words quite yet. While the youngest twins were recovering from the NICU, the other 4 siblings were also growing up quickly. Cece, JJ, Adeline, and Kenna all attended Montessori preschool around the same time. They're learning all their numbers and letters, and they're learning the 5 Great Lakes, Carrie said, as many fans wanted to know how the kids were doing. We love all our children the same, she continued. We wouldn't want our lives to be any different. With 6 children and a ranch to handle, the Kaczynskis stay busy. The couple claims that there is never a dull moment in their house. It just kind of happened all at once. You can't fuss with the stuff too much, Craig said. We think it's definitely meant to be that we would have all of them, said Carrie. It's just God's way of saying, here, I'm giving you these children as a blessing, and I'm going to make it interesting and fun for you by having them all born on the same day. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspirational stories.